Have you ever been in a situation where you were totally afraid and you couldn't focus on what was most important at the time? Now, this isn't like the scary movie Afraid. This is where something in your life you feel you had no control over and you thought it wasn't going to turn out well in the end. Well, this is a distraction, and this distraction can keep us away from what we really want and to be happy in life. Now, imagine you go through a day where your focus was totally on being worried, and something like you haven't finished a project, or your train's late, or my friend doesn't like me. This is taking up your positive attention to where you're not able to function. And the impulsive worry creates that tension and stiffness in our body. And when we focus on it, that's what we're going to get. There's a saying that when you focus on something negative, you'll get that. You focus on something positive, you get that. So we want to be able to focus on what's most important. But first of all, the most important thing is that successful people, they take an adversity, something like worry, and they turn it into an opportunity of equal or better value. So that's what we want to look at, is taking that impulse of worry and not getting rid of it, but getting it under control and responding with the opportunity of better value. So we're going to look at worry, look at a process to go through to handle that worry, take out the impulse and put it into the logical side. And then we're going to look at, finally, benefit reflection of how you could have used this and it would have been valuable for you in the future. So let's jump on into it. First, give me your email address so I know where to send your responses. Then, there's your video. Okay? But remember to save this because you'll have a 2-day challenge to help you work on your worry. So we're looking at the 5 distractions we have in previous sessions dealt with: anger, sloth, greed. Now this time we're worry. Now here we are, the worry. Go ahead and put your name in there, but if you don't want other people to see your name, use an alias. Your 2-day awareness or worry awareness challenge is, for the next 2 days, challenge yourself to become aware of what you're seeing, saying, or feeling about being worried. And things to watch for is times when you have no control, or you want to control something that's uncontrollable, or you want to have more confidence to solve a problem, or you want to have the ability to not focus on negative outcomes, or you want to control your habit of defining events as threats. See, wishes are good, okay? And we want them, but when they adversely dominate your thoughts, feelings, that's when it's time to get control of them. So for the next 2 days, you're going to first identify your worry impulse. Oh, where's that worry coming from? And then name it. Then step 2, you're going to look at that worry impulse. And what was the intensity when it was that impulse? And this is when it first comes into your being, and all information goes through our primitive brain. The primitive brain responds with emotion or feeling. Just microseconds before our logical brain does, but that signal that goes into our body, our mind, is one of emotion. So thinking about that, what was the impulse and what was the rating? How bad was it? Then you want to use your logical brain to say, well, no, how bad really is it? That's step number 2. Step number 3, ask yourself, how bad is this adversity compared to anything else that could have happened in my life? And what am I worried about? And in 10 years, will it matter? In 20 years, will it matter? No. And then the final step is asking yourself and answering, how can I find an opportunity with an equal or better benefit to this worry adversity impulse that I have? Those are your steps, so go through that in the next 2 days. Then, one note, be careful though, you want to make sure you're not naming everything as my worry, my fear, or my aversion. Okay? Because worry can come up in all three of these forms. Okay? Just worry or blatant fear or aversion. I just don't want to deal with that. I don't want to be around that. But if we let these thoughts become our labels, I worry or I'm a worrier, then that becomes who you are. But they're just thoughts. They aren't who you are. And you want to keep that in mind. Okay? So we want to keep your life is different than your thoughts. So your three-step process is after you've tried your worry awareness challenge, think to yourself, okay, when in the past have I been worried? And if I use this process, how would that have turned out different? What would be the benefit to doing that? And that's your reflection on that worry and how you could use it or in the past and how it would have helped you. Now, that's it for this challenge. So I want to conclude this worry challenge, but the next time we're going to focus on doubt. Okay, and in doubt, we're going to look at things that you feel and you doubt or I don't believe, and how it can get in the way of your awareness, clarity, happiness, and flow. And if you would please tell me if you could share one or two ideas about this worry exercise that were valuable to you. And so with that, I thank you. And don't forget to join us next time. We're going to look at that final and most important distraction, doubt.